What's up, everybody? It's Chase with Energy to Conquer, and today is day 42 on my experimental journey to increasing my energy, my mental clarity, and my overall focus. And guys, today is my recap on week 6, heading into week 7 tomorrow. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed, look, if you feel like you don't have enough energy, if you feel like you should have more energy than you do have, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, because that's what this channel is all about. So look, guys, this is week 6. I'm finishing up week 6. Today's Sunday, tomorrow is Monday, starts week 7. So my overall takeaway from week 6, I was adding in 3 breathing exercises. I talked about that last week. You can look at my recap last week and then the first of the week on my breathing exercises. But you know, I was doing 3 deep breathing exercises where you, I guess, breathe in, then you hold it, and then you slowly exhale, and you kind of go through that sequence 10 times and do that. So it's about 5 minutes total. And this week completely failed and screwed that up. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. Like, I probably hit 50 or 60% of those. Probably about 60% I hit those, doing 3 a day. I hit the mornings. I've been doing the mornings, so the mornings are easy. It's the second and the third. And what really screwed me up this week is my wife had some time off from work. We just had some stuff going on, family. You know, I had some business. I was working, but it's just a few hours here and there on the work. And then, you know, my son graduated elementary school, so it's just a lot of stuff going on there. So it wasn't really a normal work week. I only worked really 2 full days, and then the other days was just a couple hours here and there throughout the week. So it's kind of a little mini staycation, I guess to say, before the kids get out of school. But I've done these exercises before in the past, these breathing exercises. I've done them for a long time, right? Like, I've got an app that I built, and I may release that one day. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But right now it's just personal for me, and I use it and kind of go through that. So I've been doing that for, at least 3 years now. And I'm not consistent with it, doing it multiple times a day, but I do it in the mornings. But I do know I do it when I start getting, like, I can't concentrate, when I can't focus. I kind of jump in and do it. I'm not always proactive with just doing 3 a day, you know, every day, but I kind of use them. And when I take breaks during the day, I use, when I work, I do, I guess, is it Pomodoro? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm not even sure if that's the right word, but it's like the tomato timer thing. If you look it up, where it's, you work like 25 minutes, just, you kind of tune everything else out. You just focus on one thing for 25 minutes, and you take a break for 5 minutes, kind of give your mind a break. Then you go back for 25 minutes. And sometimes I'll do 50 minutes and then take a break for 10 minutes, just depending on what I'm doing and how much I'm into it. Like, if I happen to force myself to sit down and do it, I'll do 25. But if, like, I don't want to stop, you know, I'll jump in, I'll make myself stop in like 50 minutes and do a 10-minute break, just to give my mind a break. So you're kind of working in little sprints instead of marathons. But that's a different topic. I'll get into that a little bit later in some of these videos. But, you know, in between those a lot, I'll do these breathing exercises. And so my takeaway from this week, even though I failed, I screwed it up, but you got to realize that failure is just the stepping stones to success. And you're going to fail more times than you're going to get it right, but nobody's going to realize your failures. They're only going to recognize your successes when you have big successes. So nobody's counting the failures, even though it feels like it, and it feels like you are. It's like people get so hung up on the failures, and it's such a, I don't know the politically correct way to say it, but it's such like a poverty mindset almost. It's like a, I guess, a limited mindset that failure is bad, because really failure is good. The people at the top, you know, the Elon Musks of the world, the Steve Jobs, they don't let failure hold them back, and they know that if they fail, it's just going to give them better information moving forward in the future to make better decisions moving forward. And that's the whole point of this. It's like in-person education, right? We get wrapped up in education, and you got to be in school, and you got to have a teacher, and you got to have a textbook, and it's not, you don't fail that way, right? Well, I guess you can fail school, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they teach you, and you don't have to learn the hard lessons yourself. But yet when we get out in the real world, and then we do something, and we start having the conversation of failure, like, we fail, we get scared, people procrastinate, people use avoidance behavior, people sedate to avoid this risk of failure, because we never learned how to, I guess, really learned from life, which is through failure, right? Our best lessons are through our hardest failures. It's the adversity that forces us to grow. So kind of on a rant on that one, but look guys, the point of that is, you know what, I screwed up this week. I probably hit, I don't know, probably 60% of my breathing, but it was an off week, so it wasn't really, it was a different week anyway, because I wasn't really getting bogged down with work like I normally do, and that's kind of the point of this, is the energy through work. So it was more of a rest and recharge, more of a week than really a, you know, gung-ho, hard charging, you know, million things going on week. So I'm going to continue to do the breathing moving forward, but here's my takeaway and my lesson I learned from this week is this. If you're going to do these breathing exercises or anything like this to implement it, you need to set a timer. So set a timer on your phone, right? Just set the timer on your phone, and then, you know, 3 times a day, whatever time. If you need to do it before then, like if you need to give your mind a break or whatever, you can do it. But you got 3 set times where that timer is going to go off and remind you to do these breathing exercises to make sure you get them in. I probably knew that and I should have done it, but looking back now, that was my biggest mistake, because if I would have did that, I would have got these in every day, and then have a system to track it, which I didn't. I was just keeping up with it in my head. And so that's another thing. Have a system to track it and set the timers, right? If you want to do it, set the system to track and then the timers. So that's how you do that, guys. That's what you need to do. Don't make the mistake that I made. But like I said, I'm going to continue to do that next week. And I've done this before, and I've had stretches where I've done this for months, right? And then I kind of get off track, and then, you know, it's just one of those things. It becomes a habit, but when we get habits that start working, we tend to, for whatever reason, we stop doing them. So anyways, the next week coming up, here's the thing is, I made a video yesterday, so you can go look at that, day 41. I made a video yesterday on waking up tired, and it's something that I've struggled with, you know, and that's one of the most frustrating things I've ever dealt with. It's like I sleep all night, I'm getting 8 hours of sleep, but I still wake up tired. And there's a lot of things that cause that, and a lot of it's just pushing too hard, you know, mentally, physically throughout the day, and they just kind of compound. You get this energy deficit you can't get out of, where you feel like you can sleep for 12 hours. But part of that, another big part of that, like that's a piece of it, but a big part of that in modern society is eating foods that's hard to digest your body right before bed, right? You're eating foods that's hard to digest before bed, so you're number one, overeating, and then you're eating, you know, way too many calories, way more than you should, 2 hours, 3 hours before bedtime, but it takes your body 8-10 hours to digest this because it's a hard to digest meal. And then you're not moving around because you're sleeping. So while you should be resting, your body's actually consuming energy digesting. And so pretty much, you know, if it takes 8 hours to digest and you eat 2 hours before bed, that means for the first 6 hours you're sleeping, your body's consuming energy digesting this food, right? So that's something to be conscious of. If you want more energy, if you wake up feeling unrested, untired, like that's the first place to look. And you know, it's easy to fix. It's easy, you just try it. Just start logging what you eat, you know, make a list. What I eat the night before, how I felt in the morning when I wake up. What I eat the night before, how I felt in the morning to wake up. And you're going to start seeing correlations between this. And you can even try just fasting, not just skipping dinner, or maybe just eating a salad, you know, just to kind of throw, if it's not normal routine, and just throw that in there, just to kind of log it and see how it compares to everything else. You know, you might have a little placebo effect where mentally you think you ate a salad, so you think you feel better, but over time you're going to sort that out. You know, the placebo effect ain't going to last forever. So this week coming up, I am going to not eat anything after 5 p.m. other than just I'll eat a salad. So, you know, my wife don't even get off work till she gets home about 5:30 or 6. And so, you know, I don't want to miss dinner with the family. So what I'm going to do is I'm not eating anything but salad after 5 o'clock. So what I'll do is, you know, I'm sure there'll be leftovers. So what I don't eat that day, I'll, you know, eat for lunch, or eat at like, you know, maybe 4 o'clock or something. I'll eat a meal with some, you know, some proteins and everything I need. But I'm not going to eat anything after 5 o'clock except for salad. So that way it's easy to digest food. It's going to be quick digestion. It's not like I'm throwing a bunch of meat and pasta or processed foods together and just got this big, you know, you got dairy, you got all this stuff in there that your body's trying to digest, and it's having to use different systems to digest different processes and create all these chemicals and acids in your stomach. Like, that's all taking energy, and while that's happening in the background, you don't even realize it, you're burning energy. Some people say you're up to 60% of your stress in your bodies comes from your digestion. So anytime you can, I guess, optimize that digestion and make it more efficient, you're going to have more energy and you're going to feel better. So that's the plan for the week, moving into week 7. Just no meals after 5 o'clock. Only thing I'm eating after 5 o'clock for the next 7 days is going to be salads, and I'm going to see how I feel when I wake up in the mornings. So that's all I got for you guys this week. Big takeaway from week 6 is the breathing exercises, or really anything that you want to add into and kind of create a habit of doing. You need to, number one, you need to track it to get it started. I knew that and I failed that. But next thing to do is set timers. So if it's multiple times throughout the day, set a timer for in the morning, or just a reminder timer, right? And set on your phone, whatever you need to do, your computer, set one for midday, set one for afternoon, or even whenever. So whatever those times are, whatever they work out for you. If you're wanting to, you know, instill a habit like that, or if you're wanting to do the breathing exercises and you want to do them multiple times throughout the day to make sure you get them in and not get busy and forget, or just completely, you know, not even think about it because it's not part of your daily routine. If you want to get that and make it part of your daily routine, you got to set those timers. So that's all I got for you guys this week. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a blessed day.